गोपीजनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी गोपीजनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनतीरावनचारी यमुनतीरावनचारी जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जयो राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय किशोर किशोरी जय किशोर किशोरी किशोर किशोरी जय किशोर किशोरी जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र श्रीमद् अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की सवेद गौर भक्तवृंद की हिताय गौर प्रेमानंदे all Gauris assembled devotees all Gauris to assembled devotees all Gauris assembled devotees all Gauris to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 3, Liberation from the Illusory Energy, Text 24. शौचं तपस्तितिक्षां च शौचं तपस्तितिक्षां च मौनं स्वाध्यायमार्जवम् मौनं स्वाध्यायमार्जवम् ब्रह्मचर्यम् अहिंसां च ब्रह्मचर्यम् अहिंसां च समत्वं द्वन्द्वसंनयो समत्वं द्वन्द्वसंनयो शौचं तपस्तितिक्षां च मौनं स्वाध्यायमार्जवम् ब्रह्मचर्यामहिंसां च समत्वं द्वन्द्वसंनयो शौचं तपस्तितिक्षां च मौनं स्वाध्यायमार्जवम् ब्रह्मचर्यम् अहिंसां च समत्वं द्वन्द्वसंनयो ब्रह्मचर्यम् अहिंसां च समत्वं द्वन्द्वसंनयो शौचम cleanliness, tapah austerity, titiksha tolerance, cha and maunam silence, swadhyayam study of the Vedas, arjavam simplicity, brahmacharyam celibacy, ahimsam non-violence, cha and samatvam equanimity, dvandva samnayo in situations perceived in terms of duality. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charnaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation: to serve the spiritual master, the disciple should learn cleanliness, austerity, tolerance, silence, study of Vedic knowledge, simplicity, celibacy, non-violence, and equanimity in the face of material dualities such as heat and cold, happiness and distress. Purport: Shaucham or cleanliness refers to both internal and external purity. One should remain externally clean by bathing with soap and water at least once a day. I'm just adding that. And if possible, 3 times daily. One is considered internally pure when he is free from the pollution of false pride and egotism. Tapa or austerity means that despite the irrational impulses of the mind, one should remain fixed in executing his proper duty in life. Specifically, one must control burning anger and the urge for wanton sex life. If a human being does not control the impulses of lust, anger, and greed, he loses his power to understand his actual situation. Human life is a golden opportunity to solve the overwhelming problems of birth, death, old age, and disease. According to the Vishnu Purana 389, Varnashramacharagata Purushena Parapuman Vishnur Aradhyate Panta Nanyat Tattosha. Every human being can achieve spiritual perfection by dedicating the fruits of his prescribed work to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. Similarly, in Bhagavad Gita 18:45, Lord Krishna clearly states, Sve sve karmani abhirata samsiddhim labate nara. One does not have to adopt a monastic life or live in the forest as a yogi. One can achieve perfection by dedicating his occupational duties to the Supreme Lord. Similarly, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has said, Namashraya kori yatane tumi takaha apana kaje. If one sincerely takes shelter of the holy names of Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, he'll achieve spiritual perfection within the compass of his normal daily activities. Unfortunately, if a human being neglects the regulatory principles of civilized life that prohibit illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling, he will surely be overwhelmed by the waves of lust and anger, which completely cover one's consciousness of the reality of spiritual life and draw one to engage in the phantasmagoria of temporary material body, as Lord Krishna has stated in the Bhagavad Gita 339. Avritam jnanametena jnanino nityavairena kamarupena kaunteya duspurena nalena cha. Thus, a man's pure consciousness is covered by his eternal enemy in the form of lust, which is never satisfied and which burns like fire. Therefore, the word tapa or austerity in this verse indicates that one must remain in his prescribed duty and not become impatient or unregulated due to the waves of lust, anger, and greed. The word titiksham or tolerance indicates that a transcendentalist must be forgiving. The material world is full of embarrassing and irritating situations. And unless one is inclined to be very much forgiving, he will become infected by a vindictive mentality which spoils one's spiritual consciousness. Maunam or silence means that one should not speak on worthless or frivolous topics, but should discuss the actual issues of human life, such as going back home, back to Godhead. Remaining completely silent is symptom of ignorance. A stone is silent due to lack of consciousness. Since every material thing has its spiritual counterpart, the Vedic Shastras contain negative and spiritual and positive injunctions. Corresponding to the negative injunction against speech is a positive injunction that one should always speak about Krishna. Satatam kirtayanto ma. One should always speak about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, glorifying His holy name, fame, pastimes, entourage, and so on. In the Srimad Bhagavatam also it is stated, Shrotavya kirtitavyascha dheyas pujasya nityada. One should always hear about, glorify, meditate upon, and worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. In the 21st verse of this chapter, it was stated, Shabde Parecha Nishnatam. The bona fide spiritual master is expert in Shabde Pare, or the transcendental sound vibration describing the spiritual world. One cannot artificially remain empty headed or speechless, as advocated by the foolish proponents of concocted systems of meditation and yoga. But one should be so absorbed in the loving service of Krishna and so lovingly attracted to praising Krishna that one has not a single moment free to speak nonsense. That is the purport of this word, Maunam. Swadhyayam means one should study Vedic literature according to his individual ability and also teach others. In Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned that a Brahmana should have the qualities of Jnana and Vijnana, scriptural knowledge and practical realized application of knowledge. Specifically, one should study those books which increase one's desire to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His Divine Grace, Om Vishnupad Paramhams Parivrajaka Ashtotar Shatashri Mad Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, because Prabhupada's disciples are writing this purports, not directly Prabhupada, has written in a few short years a veritable library of transcendental knowledge. It is being practically seen throughout the world that when the principle of Swadhyayam or Vedic study is applied to these books, such as Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita as it is, Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Nectar of Devotion, the sincere reader becomes infused with ecstatic determination to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The entire international society for Krishna consciousness is expanding all over the world on the basis of this transcendental literature. Swadhyayam does not indicate speculative or imaginary interpretations of religious scriptures, nor should one try to read many books to increase his false prestige as a so called scholar. One should read those books which inspire practical spiritual advancement in knowledge and renunciation, as exemplified by the books of Srila Prabhupada. So, little more purport, we'll cover this. The word Arjavam indicates simplicity or straightforwardness. According to Srila Sridhara Swami, Swachhatam or clarity, transparency is a synonym for straightforwardness. Unless one is pure in consciousness, he will adopt many crooked means. Straightforwardness does not indicate that one should insult others in the name of honesty, but that one should speak the humble truth. The word brahmacharyam or celibacy indicates either renouncing completely the association of women or following strictly the Vedic principles of householder life, which regulate that sex life, which regulate sex life for the purpose of procreating saintly children. Ahimsa indicates one should not commit violence against any living entity. Unless one is aware of the subtle laws of karma by which a living being enjoys and suffers, one cannot actually practice ahimsa or non-violence. Ultimately, the material world is full of violence, and the laws of nature, which impose old age, disease, and death upon every living creatures, are themselves filled with violence. Therefore, if somehow or other one can convince others to surrender to Krishna and thus release themselves from the violent laws of material nature, that is the perfection of ahimsa. Samatvam dvandva samnayo indicates that one should keep a cool head even when disturbing material dualities become manifest. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita 2.14, Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkada agamo apayino nityas stamsitikshvasya bharata. O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception, O sign of Bharata, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Very happy to be back in the abode of Shri Shri Kishore Kishori. 20 years back, they sheltered me, they protected me. So it's always not very nostalgic to come back here in Kishore Kishori's abode and seek blessings of Sunil Madhav Prabhu and all the Vaishnavas can reflect on this amazing verse and purport. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, when it is compared to the form of Krishna, Srila Sanatana Goswami, he says, Srimad Bhagavatam Prabhu, that this Bhagavatam is Sri Krishna Parivartita, that Krishna has come in the form of this Bhagavatam. Krishne Swadamopagate Dharma Jnana Dibi Saha, that when Krishna went back to the spiritual world, then he to give all of us the light, the Bhagavatam Purana Arko Uditaha, the Bhagavat Purana has come about. So the first two cantos are compared to the lotus feet of Krishna. This particular canto, 11th canto, is compared to the forehead of the Lord. The 10th canto is the face of the Lord, and this 11th canto is the forehead, or where there is the wisdom section, and we see that how King Nimi is approaching the Navayogendras, these sadhus who graced his home, his palace, Previously it was good. No? This is good. As long as you're able to hear, it's good. So in Bhagavat, in 11th canto, we see Yudhishthir Maharaj approaching Narada Muni and humbly inquiring from him. Krishna also approaching the sadhu Narada Muni, and this is a very prominent aspect that we regularly seek shelter of great souls, and the chapter's name is Liberation from the Illusory Energy. That the purpose of life is moksha, that how we can come out of these shackles of material life, conditionings, desires, expectations, and we need to come out of this, come out of the illusory aspect, energy. And the Bhagavatam in this particular section, it is showing how do we continuously seek shelter. It is not that now that I am living my life and everything is well off, I don't seek advice, I don't seek shelter. I am always eager. We should always be eager to approach the sadhus, serve them, inquire from them about how we don't get entangled. The nature of life is that we just get busy and then dizzy. So in the previous few verses, Navyongadras are explaining collectively. They are explaining what are the qualifications of a spiritual master. Who should be chosen as a spiritual master? Who is eligible to be a spiritual master? Shabde jap paracha nishram. The guru is one who is absorbed in Krishna, who is absorbed in the teachings of Krishna. And to able and we should seek out such a spiritual master who is fully absorbed in Krishna. Recently there was I was at one place in America, and few days back there was a big scholar on the Bhagavad Gita that had come in South India. He is very famous for his Gita recitation, and to and they invited him that please come and recite the Gita. Uh, and he kind of charged hefty amount for coming, some $10,000, something like that, 5,000, $10,000 to recite the Bhagavad Gita. And then this reward, and people were so much wanting that they did invite him. They paid that much money, and in the morning they wanted to go and meet him. So they called up the host. If this Pandit is there, and if you can we meet. It was around 9:30, and the host said, "The Panditji has not woken up yet." Huh? Jet lag. Jet lag is usually in the daytime, not in the morning time. So it was so often those who kind of are seen as very popular, they hardly have internal standards or very strict. They may have had, but then they don't continue to keep it because now that they have fame, glory, they seem all this sadhana is just a means to get to a position. And once I get to a position, then I don't need to. So that kind of mindset people carry, not that uh, Bhagavatam is Bhagavatam is totally against it. Dharma projita kaitavatra paramo nirmasaranam sata. To remove, kick out all types of pretense in the name of religion. The Dashara is coming, where Ram he wages this war to protect his beloved from the hands of this wicked Ravana, and to gain the faith of Sita. Ravana assumes the form of a sadhu. If Ravana had gone in the way he was, Sita would not have allowed him to come into his ashram. And according to Tulsi Ramayan, Ramcharit Manas, Lakshman had put a Lakshman Rekha, and she would not have allowed Ravan to come near it. But when he saw that this is the weakness of Sita or her strength, there is a story that is told in Brindavan regarding Govardhan Parikrama, or that. But this story is connect. This starts in Ramayana. That Sita Devi, she used to be a bit sad after getting married. So Ramji inquired, "You don't look happy. Is anything wrong in Ayodhya?" And uh, Sita told that I have complained against my mother-in-laws. So Ram was kind of taken aback, because in the regular life it's always there. Daughter-in-law, mother-in-law, they hardly get along. So Ram asked, "So what is it? Why are you unhappy with your mother-in-laws?" So Sita Devi explained that they are not allowing to do service. They're not allowing me to do service, seva, to the sadhus. There's so many sadhus that are coming to Ayodhya, and I want to serve these sadhus, but my mother-in-laws, they are also eager to serve, and because they are senior, I cannot go in front and invite them to our home. So Kaushalya, Sumitra, Kaikeyi, they first receive the sadhus, they feed the sadhus so well that the sadhus don't have any appetite. So I'm seeing so many sadhus are passing by, but I'm not able to serve any of them. So therefore, they are not giving me a chance to serve. So that's why Sita's complaint is not like our regular complaint. Regular complaint is they're giving me too much service. They do this, do that. So Lord Ram said, "Okay, I will do something." So then he didn't ring up, but Paramatma connection. He's Paramatma only, Ram. So he called Agastya Rishi. And Agastya Rishi has tremendous appetite. So he invited Agastya. Agastya went to Kaushalya's home. He had full meal. And he came to Sumitra's home. He had full meal. He came to Kaikeyi's home. He had full meal. Not like today I'm full tomorrow. No, same time. Like recently Pitru Paksha was happening. And I was thinking I'm glad I am not in India. Because in India I'm kind of purged with requests. And I say I'm already, no. You go there, but you eat little there, but you also come to our house and eat little. And I remember one day, last year or sometime back, I had to take 3 lunches and 3 dinners. Pitru Paksha, everybody wants to download. But Agastya Rishi had no problem. Anedu, let it come. So he ate. And then he also came to Sita's palace, Kanak Bhavan. And Sita received him with great joy and she started to serve him prasad. And Agastya Muni kept on eating and he knew Ramji wanted him to satisfy Sita Devi. So he went overboard. He kept on eating so much that although she cooked enough for 10 people or more, the stocks were getting over. Sita got worried that kept, and because if you invite somebody home and you say there is only one roti or I can only give you this much dal, it is not like this counter where you get a fixed meal. When you go to someone's home, as much as you want. And sometimes sadhus can be voracious in their eating, especially young sadhus, uh, young brahmacharis or young sannyasis. Sridhar Swami, after he got sannyas, so he joked. So where is my Rajbhog plate? The whole plate. And also one of our brahmacharis, no, if he is coming to take prasad along with us to someone's home, we don't tell, no, if 5 people are going, we tell 10 people are coming because his appetite is like five people. So Agastya, he kept on eating and Sita got worried and he went and told Ram that the food is getting over and is not showing any, because when you eat, you can know where you are on a downward trend. Your speed reduces, your eagerness reduces. But here Agastya's speed, his eagerness was not reducing, but the food was reducing. So Sita went and told, we don't have enough to feed Agastya. I wanted to feed a sadhu, but you invited such a sadhu who cannot be satisfied. What to do? Please tell me a solution. So that time Ramji, kind of jokingly, he says, oh, the food is getting over, then I should also go and eat, else there won't be anything to eat. So he also went and sat. No, Sita didn't expect such a response from Ramji. Like sometimes, if you get to know, Prasad is getting over, no matter whatever is the discussion, all the discussion, go and take Prasad first. So Ramji said, Prasad is getting over, I serve me also. He went and sat with Agastya Rishi and he also started to eat. And suddenly, Ramji washed his hands in the plate. He took a little, he ate, and he washed his hands. And the moment Lord Ram washed his hands in the plate, Agastya could not continue. He could not continue eating because one of the Vedic etiquettes is that if somebody in your row is done with eating, you cannot say, you go, I'll continue to eat. It's part of the tradition that everybody stops, everybody washes their hand in the plate together. So Agastya looked at Ram. Lord Ram, what is this? You have stopped me. So then he said, this is not the right occasion for his voracious appetite. And Agastya said, I have not even drunk my first sip of water also. It was just appetizer for me. So then he said, when I come as Krishna, there will be Annakut festival. And when there will be an Annakut festival, after I accept the prasad, then I will give you. Then you eat, and for quenching your thirst, Indra will send the rain. So one of the commentaries says it was Agastya who was drinking all the water that was coming. So this is a story told. In Hindi they say लेने के देने पड़ जाते हैं. Like you want to do something, but then it turns out to be. So Sita wanted to serve a sadhu, but then such a sadhu turned up. Of course, eventually he gave blessings and she left. But Sita, uh, she really wanted to serve sadhus. Therefore, when they were going to forest, it said that because in the Ayodhya there were not many sadhus and sadhus rarely come to the cities, Sita and Ram wanted to go to the sadhus and serve them. Therefore, they went to the Dandakaranya forest so that they can serve the sadhus. And this no serving of sadhus is a very sacred principle for grahasthas. And not just sadhus, but anyone that comes, that we are not just my life, but my life is there to share with others. So, and the sadhus, they don't just take prasad and they give wisdom much more than what is the worth of that prasad that is served. And herein, uh, these sadhus, Navayogendras, they are replying. And the reason why I brought up that point of serving the sadhus was Sita. So Ravana knew this is the way I can trap Sita by coming in the form of a sadhu. Because her great desire to serve. And the moment she saw he is in a sadhu vesh, she assumed he is sadhu. And she went. So, and many times uh, fall down or say temptations, our our ways we commit mistakes, come in the form of a very good form and shape. In English, there is saying, the path to hell is paved with good intentions. That you start with good intention. Like Prabhupada, one disciple of Prabhupada, he came and said, we are distributing books in many places, but I think, can I go and distribute in nightclubs? Because in nightclubs, people are in a jolly mode, they're kind of wasting their money. So it's easy to get funds, give them books. So can I go to the nightclub to distribute books? So Prabhupada said, you can go, but ensure you come back. You don't get tempted there. Oh, this is nice. So many times, preaching or some good cause, like Jada Bharat story. No, he entered into it with a good intention, but then the situations overwhelm that they never are able to come out of it with the fruit of bhakti, the fruit of seva. In 2004, when I was here, Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, he was uh, telling about this point only, that he was telling that I have some disciples who started business, saying that Guru Maharaj, please bless. I want to give 50% of the profits for the mission. Therefore, I want to make it big. And Maharaj was saying that, but once they became big, no, it was so difficult for them to give. So it's not easy to do seva, and many times we enter into some kind of material situation thinking that this will help me in my bhakti. If I get the latest iPhone, the saffron color, maybe I'll develop renunciation. Or no, I will be able to click the pictures nicely or whatever. Maya presents herself in a very devotional attire, and we get allured. And then slowly, we land up that I'm hardly using it for Krishna, whether it be my home, my car, or anything. So, herein the wonderful qualities that a disciple needs to have are being explained, because just as a guru can fake that he is very elevated by so-called no, superficial no, saintliness like Ravana, same way a disciple can also fake in the front of guru that is very obedient, very submissive. But how much of the mission and the qualities does the disciple actually imbibe? So therefore, in Hindi, in not Hindi, there's a saying: valuing the master. Valuing the master means mastering the values that he has taught. So if and therefore Prabhupada always said, my disciples will be known as the perfect ladies and gentlemen. And if we don't become that, if we don't try to imbibe these wonderful qualities of that, is that to be eligible, the qualification that we will be able to serve our Guru when we are clean in our habits, when we are austere. Not that if I like to serve, I'll serve. If the Guru gives a very difficult instruction, like Prabhupada told Gurudas Prabhu, they were traveling from Kurukshetra to Bombay, or I think Delhi, Kurukshetra to Delhi, in the train, not Delhi to Bombay, Kurukshetra to Bombay, and at the Delhi train station, one no well wisher came, and he said, there is no temple in Delhi. Why don't you start something? And then one of the disciples, Gurudas Prabhu, was sitting. Prabhupada said, you get on with this person and start a temple here. Where to start? No money, nothing. And Gurudas Prabhu, no, from I think UK. Gurudas Prabhu was from UK. That hardly knew anything about starting a center or anything. But Prabhupada gave the instruction. I will sincerely try to follow that. So that, no, not that if it is convenient, like when Prabhupada's disciples were in Juhu, it was a very austere situation. Hardly, no, it was racks, just sheets of tin that were there. The bathrooms were also almost like open. There was this tin doors, and that whole place was swampy, muddy. There used to be rats passing by, lizards passing by, cockroaches. Devotees were getting sick. Imagine you are taking a bath and a rat passes by. You're sleeping and you don't know from where any worm will enter your ears or your nose. So some of Prabhupada's disciples came to Prabhupada and asked, Prabhupada, this is too austere for us. We are used to living in the West where everything is so comfortable. It's perception. Sometimes I feel life in West is more austere. Everything you have to do. There is no help that is available. Uh, so there is no running water, no electricity, no place to properly rest. And Prabhupada, honest, he knew the struggle that his disciples were going through to establish this mission. But then he couldn't provide them better than what they had. And he just asked this one question: don't you want to get purified? And when it struck to them that it's not that Prabhupada wants to make us suffer, but if you have to set up something, like I often say, if you have to hold a Rath Yatra and gather and have it a massive good festival, at least 3-4 people have to go under the Rath Yatra. Under the Rath means somebody will have to slog so much to make the festival happen. Somebody has to sacrifice his time, his night sleep, and build it up. This whole place, so many devotees over years have spent so much energy to make it what it is. Those days it was Sunil Madhav Prabhu. So much anxiety to take care of devotees, have everything running. Later Nityanand Pran Prabhu and Hemangi Mataji. I don't know who is there now, who's taking care of it now. Maybe Naveen Krishna Prabhu. Huh? He told me in the morning that I won't be able to sit for your class because I have to cook breakfast. There's no one to cook breakfast today. So, so much, austerity. But this is very pleasing to Krishna because we are doing it for a purpose to serve Him. So, therefore, if that quality is not there, then how will we be able to serve? Tolerance. Even if we are taking up austerity and serving, somebody will come and say, doubt our intentions. And there has been no leader in ISKCON, as much as they have selflessly offered their lives, every one of them has been doubted of their intentions, including Srila Prabhupada by his god brothers. In those times, we cannot just become agitated. And I really love this line that is written here, that the material world is full of embarrassing and irritating situations. And unless one is inclined to be very much forgiving, he will become infected by a vindictive mentality. No? That having anger, grudge about some devotee who doesn't understand us and finds faults in what we do. In Bombay, some months back, we were holding some program, and at the end of that program, we do Thanksgiving. So I was thanking the devotees who helped set up the program. So after the end of the program, one devotee came to me and said, Prabhuji, you did not mention my name. Because he was in charge of a seva, but he didn't turn up for that seva. But because his name was there in the original list, he wanted his name to be announced. So instead of kind of cornering him, you didn't even turn up for the seva. The whole thing was waiting and somebody else did it. And imagine if I had mentioned that person's name, then somebody else would have come and said, no, why are you giving credit? He didn't do any seva. And people will think he did seva. So I said, sorry, I forgot. Next time I will do. So next time also similar thing happened. He hardly turned up for the seva. So, but understanding he needs that, a little bit credit. I announced his name towards the end. This time he again came. Said, Prabhuji, You mentioned my name at the last. I said, करे तो क्या करे? Management is like that. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you glorify somebody, somebody else will complain. Why are you glorifying him? If you if you correct someone, then also there is issue. So there will always be no accusations on the disciple on the or attempts to serve. So we should cultivate this tolerance, to tolerate these agitating situations that come up, and then silence, being practicing silence, that not just that in they say in cricket there are four different overs in which different batsmen get out. In fast bowling, some people get out. In spin bowling, some people get out. And this one thinker said, but in life, everybody gets over in 4 overs: over thinking, over talking, overthinking, and overacting. In these 4 overs, we drain our energy, and we are not truly able to practice spiritual life. So, silence, speaking as much as necessary, and speaking about Krishna, speaking about the welfare of others. Study of the literatures, Vedas, simplicity, celibacy, non-violence, and equanimity. So these are tall order for us to, at least, if we, it said that most people don't need to know. Most people only need to be reminded. So Bhagavatam, even Prabhupada, when he came, people said, some people local said that, why are you coming to give us another religion? Prabhupada said, I am coming to remind you what you forgot. So these qualities, the more we hear, the more we are reminded that I need to, if I develop these qualities, then only I can really serve my spiritual master. That's why in Tulsi Puja we ask, Seva Adhikara Diyo Koro Nijadasi. If you truly want to be a servant, then we have to develop the adhikar to do the seva. When we are chanting, we are asking Kishore Kishori, please engage me in your service. But just by asking, will they engage? We have to develop the adhikar, these qualities. Then we Krishna will, Guru will engage us in some seva. So therefore, one who waits and develops these qualities, not just doing the seva, but also having these proper qualities, is also very much essential in our bhakti, because ultimately Krishna is not looking at the quantity of our service, but Krishna is looking at the quality of our service. So I might have spoken uh, high high words, so but just reminding myself and sharing some reflections about these qualities. So I'll conclude here. If any devotees have any reflection, question, Sunil Madhapu, any?
These qualities are there. The question is on that. This is for the person who lives in an ashram or this is the person who lives outside of the ashram, like a grihastha. Because these qualities for person living in the ashram, maybe it's possible, but I don't know if it is possible for the person who's not in the temple or not in the ashram. I don't know. You can give some lights on that.
You already know, but just everything is ashram. Brahmachari ashram, Grahastha ashram. So even our home is ashram. In Brahmacharya ashram, you directly serve the Guru under him. He's as helping us. And in Grihastha ashram, you are serving the spiritual master through taking care of a set of people who are his disciples, who the Guru has given under us. And these instructions are not being given to a brahmachari, a sadhu. These instructions are being given to a king. King Nimi is being told these instructions. Because this chapter, verse number 17, King Nimi is asking, O great sage, please explain how even a foolish materialist can easily cross over the illusory energy of the Supreme Lord. And how do I cross over? How do I not get entangled? And that is when one of the Navayogendras, Prabuddha, he starts to speak this tips. So this is for everyone, all ashramas. That's why in the purport, when it comes to brahmacharya, so there are two types of brahmacharya. One is total celibacy, another is only for the procreation of children. Both are considered as brahmacharya. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की शिल प्रभुपाद की